Good morning. It is Monday, June 24th, and this is the Monday News Brief. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Monday News Brief by CDTTV, a part of the Central Dakota Times. This week we have a little bit of an adjustment. Debbie Ruiz, the owner and operator of the Central Dakota Times, will not be on. She'll actually be on next week to talk about her demolition derby. We do, however, still have Karri Swenson talking about River City Friday nights and Ron LaMie talking about the updated rec schedule. Let's get to it. Good morning, everyone. We're here today with Karri Swenson, a coordinator for River City Friday nights. Karri, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. So you just had your first event last Friday.
Correct.
So what do we have for the next 3 weeks? There's 3 events left, correct?
Yes. River City Friday Nights 2019 runs for 4 weeks in a row. We just had our first event last Friday. This coming Friday is our multicultural night, where we will focus on obviously multicultural events, and then it also includes all of our other fun events that we have every week.
So for cultural night, what do we have for specific cultural programming?
Well, for Multicultural Night, we have Kevin Lockey coming in. Kevin is being sponsored, just so we know, by Dakota Indian Foundation and St. Joseph's Indian School. And Kevin is a Native American flute player. He's a storyteller, a cultural ambassador. He is a recording artist, an educator, and he's also known for hoop dancing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it should be a entertaining evening. He'll perform for about an hour.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And that'll be right away at 7? Do you know exactly when that's going to be just yet?
We have him scheduled to start around 7 o'clock. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Great. What about vendors? What can we expect for food?
Food vendors are always important. So most weeks we have the same core vendors, food vendors, and then we have a few that come in and out different weeks. But mostly we have the Dakota Cuban, who they are here from Chamberlain, and I think everyone's familiar with the Dakota Cubans' food. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful food. And then we have Gary McQuistion, Southern Dakota Q. He does barbecue. And we've had them in the past 2 years. But this year, a new one for us is River City Grill.
Oh, awesome. That's different.
Yeah, it is different. And I believe that's Stephen Schoenhart and Nick Doney.
Okay. And
I'm not 100% sure yet what they cook, but I've heard it's delicious. And then the Smoking Bull. And they also do barbecued items, and they also have hamburgers and hot dogs.
Sure.
And then we also have a few fundraisers going on that serve food, and mostly that's like lemonade stand, snow cones, walking tacos, hot dogs for the kids.
Right.
And those are just little fundraisers for different individuals or events.
Awesome.
Yep.
And then the week after that, is that Alumni Week already?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. I was going to say, good Lord, summer's going too fast.
It is going way too fast. The weekend after, which is July 5th, is actually military and public service night. Mm-hmm. So we will honor the military and our public service professionals like the fire department, the policemen, the ambulance. The fire department will be here doing water fights, which they've done in the past, and the kids love the water fights. So that is on July 5th, which is 4th of July weekend, obviously. And then that weekend, I should backtrack. That weekend, Wolfhound will be performing, which is Phil Carlson's band.
Oh, great!
The night of the 5th.
So we got local music on deck.
We do have local music. All 4 nights it's local music. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We try to kind of keep things local. For the community, yeah.
And there's plenty of talent out there.
There's plenty of talent, and we try to promote them a little bit.
That's great.
Yeah.
I guess just to back up, I know from Cultural Night, who do we have for bands that night?
For that night, we have Lance Spears.
Okay.
And he also is a Native American gentleman, and we've had him in the past too, and the crowd really likes Lance's style of music.
So we have this upcoming weekend is going to be Lance Spears, and
Yes.
the week after that, July 5th, is Wolfhound.
Is Wolfhound, correct.
All right,
correct.
perfect.
I jumped ahead a bit there.
It's all right.
The final week is alumni weekend. So there's a lot of people in town for alumni. and we're doing things a little different with the banquet, and that'll all be coming out in the papers. But so the 12th, which is Alumni Weekend, we have Lance Spears again, or I'm sorry, not Lance Spears. Billy Lurkin from Mitchell will be performing. The big exciting thing about Alumni Weekend is that a lot of the school sporting groups will come down and have fundraisers. In the past, we've had like chicken poop bingo with I know with one of the teams, and
that is such a Midwestern thing.
It is.
It's great,
and the crowd loved it. It was so much fun, and they'll do, the golf club had a little miniature golf course set up last year, and just things like that. And those are fundraisers for the sports teams, or the science club, for example, will be doing a little program on first aid and selling little first aid kits. And it's just a way for the kids to get out in public what they're doing, what they're involved in, and raise a little money for their...
Sweet. So the alumni get to come back
and
raise money for the current students.
And help the current students with funding, you bet.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So this has been River City Friday Nights, I should say, has been going on this will be year 3?
This is our 3rd year. 2019 is our 3rd year.
Okay. How did that whole idea start? I mean, this is a big project.
It is a big project. River City Friday Nights really just started with a conversation. I had, when I went to visit my sister in Indiana, and she lives in a community much like ours, where it's a lot of little small towns. And no matter when I went to visit her, there was always something going on, whether, it was a festival or a fair or an art in the park. And
right.
No matter what town you went to, there was, always something to do. And I thought that we could do that in Chamberlain. We needed something like that in the summer in Chamberlain. So I just started talking with people. When I visited with Molly Harmon, she was cutting my hair, and we had a good conversation, and she was super excited about getting on board. And that was really the springboard for River City Friday Nights, is visiting with her and having her on board, and then we just started gathering a committee.
Okay.
And we have a great committee. Couldn't do it without our committee and our volunteers. And we just wanted an event to bring the community together that was for everybody. If you're a young family with small kids, you don't have to find a babysitter in order to go out. You can bring the kids. Kids are welcome. Sure. We have lots of events for the kids. If you're an older couple, maybe you don't get out as much, or maybe the bar scene isn't for you, but it's just a way for the community to come gather, see people they haven't seen maybe in a while, and just catch up and relax.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So then, I guess for me, maybe the hard part, and maybe this is totally easy for you guys, but thinking of the themes for every week.
The themes kind of just fall into place. Obviously, Alumni Weekend has always been our stopping weekend.
Okay.
So that one just kind of falls into place. And then the 4th of July, we just think it's so important to honor, our public service and our military and our police and our ambulance, and they're
Sure.
always there for us. And so then in the community that we live in, the different cultures are so important, and we did always want to honor that too.
Right.
So we haven't varied much from our themes. Of course, Ag Night is important, which we just had, the Agriculture and 4-H Appreciation Night. So the themes kind of just pick themselves, really.
Sure.
I mean, it's just kind of obvious to us. One thing we're doing a little different this year is every night we have a costume contest, and it goes with the theme. So this weekend for Multicultural Night, our theme is Princess or Hero. So you can dress as your favorite princess or hero, and we have some gifts or prizes for everyone that dresses up.
Okay.
And it's just a small prize, but if you go to the Modern Woodsman booth, and then you can collect your prize.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you can also dress up like everyone's favorite interviewer.
Yeah.
When deciding the length of time, obviously you said it's always ending on the Alumni Weekend.
Correct.
Why, or where did you come to the idea of a 4-weekend event?
Well, we originally when we started our planning, my idea was to do 8 weeks, which would take it all, through a big part of the summer. And the committee, thankfully, talked me down into 5 weeks.
Okay.
So the first 2 years we ran it at 5 weeks. And by that 5th week, we have a wonderful committee. I mean, so many people step up and help, and we're always looking for more help. But By that 5th week, we were just tired, and we didn't want it to be something where we burn out and we're not giving it our all.
Right.
You know. So this year we just decided 4 weeks.
Okay.
That's just enough for us to keep us busy, and hopefully enough for the community.
Sure.
To keep them excited.
Well, I suppose that's a lot of set up and tear down every single weekend.
Yeah, it's a lot of set up and tear down, and our big hurdle every week, of course, is street closures. Getting people to move their cars, and I understand it's an inconvenience for some people, but it's 4 weekends, it's 4 Fridays.
Sometimes people can be apprehensive about shutting down Main Street. Obviously, It's a one-way street.
Right.
But I do know it's one block at a time. So do you have kind of an answer to that question?
Well, we do, and at first we did have some area businesses concerned about us shutting down Main Street, but the actual Main Street does not shut down until 5:30, and our event starts at 6. So if we don't shut down until 5:30, most businesses on Main Street have closed or are closing.
Right.
But our goal really is to not have the businesses close at 5:30, to stay open, to promote your business, to have a sale inside, if, to even bring products out on the street, or host a couple games for the kids, just a way to promote your business. You know, last year, one weekend last year, we had at least 1,000 people downtown. That doesn't happen very often. To get 1,000 people at one time, kind of captive downtown. So as we've proven ourselves, the businesses have more jumped on board and are becoming more involved in the event, which we love, and many of them are bringing out their products or having in-store sales or becoming involved, which is wonderful, which was one of our goals to begin with.
Sure.
Was to help the downtown promote itself.
Okay. And then I know you mentioned, businesses putting some specials out on the street and maybe having games. We did talk about the alumni event and all the kind of fundraisers with the golf team and the smaller games. What other kind of fundraisers do you have going on?
Well, through the years, we've really focused on fundraisers. I mean, it's a good way for whether it be an individual or a group or a school sport to host a fundraiser, and we've hosted fundraisers in the past. Last weekend they had a fundraiser for Dana Kanabe, and that was the Booze Fighters motorcycle club. They just wanted to help, and they set up some kids games and some events. And I know we've done people have done fundraisers for Tristan's Paws to help him with the service dog, and so it's just a good, easy way to host a fundraiser and raise some money for people who possibly could need it.
Great.
Yeah.
So it's not just a fundraiser, it's a fundraiser.
It is a fundraiser.
And jokes are my thing now, so that's...
and as always, we will have free events for the kids. There's always something free to do, whether it's little games or sidewalk chalk or bubbles or face painting. We will have a face painter every night this week or this year, and so there's just always something going on. You can come down and spend the evening and not spend any money, or you can come down and spend the evening and eat out and visit the beer garden and support the fundraisers. It's totally up to the individual.
Great.
Okay.
And I know you're mentioning volunteers. There's always a need for volunteers. If anyone would like to volunteer in any way, whether it's to help sponsor the bands or to host a game for the kids, they can get in contact with myself or Molly Harmon or Julie Solik. She's a good one to contact too. So just a lot of fun, a lot of different events planned. And then for more information to find out what's going on every week, aside from this interview, where can people go to get that?
Well, we do have a Facebook page, River City Friday Nights on Facebook, and we do update that almost daily on events for the coming week.
The Facebook page, do you answer messages there if anyone either is interested in volunteering or asking any questions? Are you on there answering?
Yes, we are on the Facebook page every day answering and updating, and so if they have any questions or want to get involved, they can just contact us through the Facebook page. Yep.
Awesome. And as always, we'll post links to all this information in the descriptions on Facebook and YouTube. Karri, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Nate. Thanks for having me.
That chair.
It's nice. It really swallows you up.
Yeah, you feel official. You got the captain's chair, man. You're driving today.
Right.
So All right, so it is the 4th. This is episode 4. You got a new rec schedule. What do we got?
Well, we're Monday. We have one more session of for summer rec. We have one more session of floor hockey and ping pong, and then actually we're in our last week of softball and baseball for youth. So we started our tournaments now. The kids will start playing their tournaments. So softball our U10 will go to Burke, and they'll start their tournament in Burke, and we're still waiting on the times to start that because I think they're kind of gathering all the records from everybody and then making a schedule for that. So
gotcha.
I would guess sometime in the afternoon. And then actually Plankton's coming here, but they're going to play at the cemetery field because women's adult softball will still be at Explorers Fields, so they'll be using those fields. So we'll have Plankton come and we'll play at the cemetery field, which is just a little farther west. It's a nice field actually over there. Where the same place where you can be playing frisbee golf. Yes,
Got a great view up there too.
It's really nice. Actually, the field's nice. I mean, works out really well for games. So
What do you call that field actually?
I call it the cemetery field.
Is there
I don't know what else to call it because there's no name to it.
Really?
There isn't. I mean, if you drive to it, you'll see a sign that just says city property, but there is no name to that field. So I have always just called it the cemetery field, and it's just because it's across the cemetery.
Put together like a super team and call it the graveyard.
You could. You could.
So, I don't know.
It's
Super youth team.
It's actually a nice field. It
I
works
love
out.
it up there.
There's lights, so if it gets late, you can flip on the lights. It works really well for kind of a backup game field. Explorers fields are being used, so
Sure.
yeah. Tuesday, we start basketball for summer rec, so that's a new thing. We finished our baseball and softball session for summer rec, so the kids will come in the community center, and they kind of put it towards this July time because it starts to get hot, and
Sure.
It's nice to be indoors.
Get out of the heat a little bit. Yeah.
So the kids like that a lot. Then we have a gardening session at night for the kids. We have a raised bed garden behind a Soccerson baseball field. You can see if you go out there, we got flowers, and they planted watermelon, and they planted squash and cucumbers, things that can...
Oh, sweet. Is that kind of in that newly grassed area?
Yes.
In that vicinity?
Yeah, behind like the JC hut by the tennis courts in that area. Yeah. Yep. We have a raised bed garden over there, and it's really neat. I don't know, the kids seem to sign up for it everywhere, like to do it and plant it, and we can always water it and weed it, and they can kind of see what's going on. It's kind of a neat thing. So, then we have baseball makeup games, and we had a lot of rain in May. And so we had a lot of games we had to make up. So both Explorers fields will be used when we'll welcome in Ethan and Letcher will be coming and playing. So we'll have both the fields hopping on Tuesday night. If you want to watch any baseball, youth baseball, it's gonna.
And this will be at Explorers Field.
Explorers Field, starting at 5 o'clock. So again, if you want to watch some baseball for youth, that's a good time to do it. Wednesday we start our summer rec field trip.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
You're doing stuff that I have never heard of for a summer rec program. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat thing. So we do a couple of field trips to the end of June, a couple of field trips to the end of July. They go to Harrisburg, and they go to Air Madness. So first we stop at Pizza Ranch. We lunch, yes, booyah, and then they go to Air Madness, which is awesome. It's trampolines, pits, so many things for them to do over there. Gymnastics stuff. I don't know. It's got a whole bunch of
big trampoline park.
Yeah, it's really what it is.
Yeah.
But it's cool. The kids get to jump around for like 3 hours or whatever, have some fun, and then we bring them home. So it's kind of a good. If you're interested in getting rid of your kid for a whole day, and sign up for the field trip, and we'll take them away from you.
Somebody somewhere just pause the video.
Anyway, sign up. It's cool. It's a neat thing. So so we'll start that, and then our baseball team will be in Plankington, and we'll again have co-ed. It will start. I shouldn't say again. Co-ed adult softball starts on Wednesday. So women's adult softball is on Monday, and co-ed starts on Wednesday.
Gotcha.
So,
and what times do those games start?
Those games start at 7 o'clock.
Gotcha.
So if you want to watch some fun adult softball, get up there. As those groups have a good time up there. So, and then Thursday we have our other. So we have 2 summer rec field trips, one for our older age group and then one for our mid-age group. So we'll go to the same place on Thursday. And then we have a rookies tournament. So we host a tournament in Chamberlain, and we have the rookies. So we got the little guys. We'll have both fields going with a bunch of miniature guys going, playing 5 and 6 year olds playing their baseball. So we'll be hopping on Thursday, and we are still waiting on game times for that. So I would guess mid-afternoon to evening is kind of when that'll be hopping. The reason why we don't have those times officially right now is just because we're waiting for records to be put in from all the teams that are around the area, and then they kind of do the seeding from there, and then they can do the tournaments. So that's kind of what.
And you'll put that out on Facebook.
Yeah, all that stuff will be out. Yeah, sure. All that stuff will be out. I will put it all out times, but you can expect Thursday of next week there'll be a tournament going on for the little guys.
So now what I want to know, what are you cooking?
So, cooking has officially ended.
Oh, bummer.
We've done our 4 sessions. Our last one, what did I tell you we were making?
Oh, was it cheeseburgers on the grill?
Yeah, we did that. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. So,
how'd the ice cream sandwiches turn out?
They were great. I thought so. And we made nice, warm cookies, and then, we put some ice cream on it, and then you actually roll them in the chocolate chips. And then if you want to, you can put them in the freezer. Most of the kids would just eat them.
Yeah.
And I thought cooking was pretty successful. We had a good group up there that was doing a good job with it. And it's, it can be difficult when you got, 15 kids in there and you're trying to teach them all. But I think the cooking was a real success. So, yes, we have ended our cooking session. We will be entering in new stuff for summer rec now. Like I said, it was basketball we're starting, and we'll hit our field trips here, and we'll start some new stuff next week. So, summer rec is turning the tables a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah. Friday we have our Super Soaker Wars again, where the kids go out, and different age group this time goes out, and that's a blast because we put down a nice tarp. We put soap on the tarp. They slip and slide out that. They're shooting each other with different squirt guns. They seem to have a blast with that. So, and then our minors will play their tournament in Plankington. So they'll actually go different areas around to host different tournaments.
Right.
So, yeah. So, and then I don't know if we can start promoting the inflatable run.
If you want to promote the fun run, you absolutely promote the
inflatable run. If you want to sign up for that. Which is awesome. And we got some great new inflatables coming in. Always get new ones every year. Those inflatables go along a 5K route, and the date we do it is July 6th. So it's that 4th of July weekend. It's a lot of fun because maybe you got family in town and looking for something to do over that weekend. I think it's a blast, and you go along the route. You can walk it. You don't have to run it. There's people that push their kids in their strollers. And you get a cool T-shirt. You go to these inflatables. I think people really enjoy it. So.
And is there a fee for that?
There is a fee for that. So
I suppose you got to pay for the T-shirt.
If you want, so it's $35 if you want a T-shirt and $25 without.
Okay.
So if you want to just go on the run, you can pay $25, and at the end of the run too, we always have water and fruit available. So if you don't eat breakfast, we can help you cover your breakfast.